Autophagy is one of those miraculous background processes that makes biology look like a genius comedian. It works quietly in the shadows, sweeping away old proteins, fixing broken cell parts, and basically Marie Kondoing your insides. The magic is that this cleanup happens best when you're not eating, when the kitchen is closed, and the body is forced to recycle rather than restock. That's why fasting, especially in the morning after a long night without food, gets so much attention. It's like your cells are finally saying, "Great, the fridge is empty, let's get creative with what's left." But then, along comes breakfast, the sunny, cheerful interruption, carrying coffee and scrambled eggs, and autophagy reluctantly sighs, puts down the mop, and waits until later to get back to work. The contradiction becomes clear. Do you keep fasting and let your cells enjoy their spa day, or do you eat breakfast and light up your brain like a freshly powered laptop? Science has been poking at this dilemma for years, and it turns out the answer is deliciously complicated. Autophagy is a long-term maintenance plan linked to longevity, resilience, and protection against chronic disease. But cognitive performance, the ability to think clearly, focus, and actually get your day started, often runs on immediate fuel. Studies consistently show that for many people, eating breakfast improves memory, attention, and problem-solving, especially in children and students. Imagine the irony. At the very moment autophagy is tidying up your neurons, you might also be sitting in class, too distracted by hunger to remember what the teacher just said. So while your cells are thriving in their microscopic cleanup party, your brain is sulking, wondering why it hasn't had a sip of orange juice yet. The physiology makes sense. Autophagy is activated by scarcity signals, low nutrients, low insulin, low energy. But the brain is an organ that consumes about 20% of your body's energy, even at rest, and it loves a steady supply of glucose. Breakfast provides that quick fuel, stabilizing blood sugar and preventing the mental fog that fasting sometimes brings. It's like the difference between running your laptop on battery saver mode versus plugging it into a power source. Battery saver is efficient and keeps things tidy, but if you're trying to stream videos, edit documents, and run a dozen tabs, eventually you want the charger plugged in. Breakfast is that charger, jolting the brain into action even if it temporarily shoves autophagy into the background. This is where the comedy of contradiction really shines. Imagine autophagy as the quiet janitor sweeping the neural hallways, muttering about longevity, when suddenly breakfast barges in like an overly caffeinated teacher yelling, "Wake up. We got a test today." The janitor shrugs, walks off, and promises to come back later. You, meanwhile, are now sharp enough to remember where you left your car keys and maybe even ace the test. Autophagy may be a long-term investment, but breakfast is the short-term insurance against brain fumbles. Both are right and both are important, just at different scales of time. Of course, not everyone reacts the same way. Some people thrive on morning fasting, their brains humming along on ketones and black coffee, feeling alert without food. Others feel like a caveman, without fire until they've had a piece of toast. The difference probably lies in genetics, daily activity, and habit. Interestingly, exercise itself can stimulate autophagy too, so someone who eats breakfast but also goes for a run may still get the benefits of cellular cleanup later on. The body, in its usual flexible way, has multiple roads leading to the same outcome. That's what makes the whole debate more playful than stressful. In the end, autophagy and breakfast don't cancel each other out, they just operate on different timelines. Autophagy whispers, "Think long-term, let me recycle and repair," while breakfast shouts, "Think now, let's fuel up and conquer the day." If you're an early riser with a busy morning, breakfast can feel like flipping the switch on your brain's light bulb. If you're more interested in squeezing out an extra dose of cellular renewal, delaying breakfast keeps autophagy sweeping just a little longer. Neither choice is wrong. In fact, switching between them may be the most human thing of all. Sometimes you feed the brain, sometimes you feed the cells, and sometimes you just enjoy the comedy of knowing that both want opposite things at the exact same time.